1, go! 200, easy left. In gravel. Go! 300, long, easy left. 200, long, medium left. 150, water, press, jump, water. Checkpoint. 100, medium right, medium left. Oh! 150, water, press, jump, water. 150, easy right. 150, long, easy left, maybe. Oh! 200, long, easy left, maybe. In tarmac. Finish! Three, two, one, go! 150, in tarmac. Easy right. 100, easy left. Narrow. Bridge. 100, easy left. Maybe. 150, pause. Pay right. 150, pay right. 150, easy left. 100, medium right. 150, in gravel. 70, very long, easy left. 200, in tarmac. 200, pause. Hairpin right. Oh no! 100, long, medium left. Pause. 100, narrow. Bridge. 50, medium left. Medium right. 100, easy right. 100, medium right. 150, pause. Open hairpin left. 100, long, medium right. 50, long, easy right, main. 100, in gravel. 100, medium left.
Mission 2, start.
Thank you.
Laser gun.
STPL.
Hello guys and welcome back. We are here for some more STPL today. Today we've only got one series because I am incredibly tired from work again. I've had a very shit week once again at work. So I also, I'm not going to go into, I'm not going to go into the details, but I ended up spending like 6 hours overnight on Tuesday. No, on Monday. Well, technically Tuesday morning. I went to A&E, which is like accident emergency at like 2 a.m. over something. And I got home at like 7 a.m. I was fine in the end. I was panicking over nothing, but oh well. When something weird happens to your body, it's better to go check it out, or check it out, I guess, in the UK when you when you pay when you pay national health insurance and you get all of your hospital visits for free. Definitely worth going, seeing a doctor, just check things out. But God, that was stressful. Then I was sleeping all day. And well, I was sleeping until 3 p.m. and then work. So can you log in? And I was like, okay, fine. And I ended up working the last 2 hours, and today I was working and it was shit. So we're working on an empty tank at the moment, but here we go. This is going to be DM versus Red. Starting us off, we've got Fisheye versus Torsan, Best versus Nimrod. Best did not show up, unfortunately, so Nimrod did get the walkover. Eriador will be up against Tech, and then we'll have Raz versus White. So we've got a good selection of matchups today, which is good. Felix, the only reason why I didn't use the full intro is because I actually preferred the way the music syncs up with the actual intro now. So that's why I chose not to use it. But it's going to be a PvZ. It's going to be it's going to be a PvT starting us off on Holy World. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. We didn't get the Terran music. I am robbed. Completely robbed. We got the goddamn Protoss music. What is this? Rigged. Rigged, I tell you. But starting us off down here in the bottom right-hand corner, fighting for red. Wait, I'm looking at completely the wrong thing. But oh well. Fighting in the top right-hand corner, fighting for DM in the green. It's Torsan. And his opponent down here in the bottom right-hand corner, in the red for red, it's Fisheye. Okay, so we've got Torsan going for a wall-in at the bottom of his ramp. You can build the barracks here and that will make it zealot tight. That is, if you don't know what these are for, that's what it is. You can figure out a wall-in. Usually on a map like this, a lot of Terrans in modern era will build a bunker on the high ground because it makes it easier to expand. You can get contained quite easily if you're going for any form of like late expansion in PvP, so that's why people don't usually wall in their main anymore. But it's not a bad play. Fisheye, if he plays aggressive, he's going to be behind by the fact his opponent has a wall. But there we go. I'm not sure if we're going to go into that too much. Fisheye's not the most... He's not the most normal... Well, he's not the most aggressive player, should I say. Not the most normal player. What does that even mean? I don't know, as I did mention before, I am a little bit tired today, so my concentration levels are very, very low. But there we go. It's just how it is. That's why I'm going to cast a single set today rather than multiple. Because if I'm casting multiple sets, my brain will probably die. And the last time that happened, it was not fun. I did not cast well. And I don't want to do that. I want to see if I can pay as much attention as I can now. Fisheye did send a probe down to the bottom left. I'm not entirely sure why he went there. Maybe he's misclicked or something. Or maybe he wants to like glitch over the minerals for whatever reason, but it looks like he's not going to. Zealot is going for the right location. I think he just misclicked. Yeah, I think he's misclicked here as well. I guess the thing is, when you're used to maps just having stuff in the corner, it makes it a little bit more difficult to just blindly click around. You actually have to think rather than like blindly clicking the minimap. But he does know where his opponent spawned. Oh wait, hold on. No, he probably did click in the right place, but the Zealot couldn't pass down here because of the wall. Sorry, Fisheye, if you're watching, I'm not calling you a bad player. I promise. Okay, we've got a starport coming in. Thank you very much to Walt for the host. You are tuning in to today's STPL. I'm a little bit tired, but we've got Red versus DM. This is game number 1 of a possible 5-game series. We've only got this one series today, and then we'll have the second one on Friday. But looks like we are going to have the Vulture trying to juke its way past the Zealot, taking a little bit of extra damage, which means when he does get to the Protoss' base, he will be able to be killed by a Dragoon fairly easily. Some probes have actually come out to deal with the Vulture. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is, but he is going to send them back to mine. Looks like they may have got caught up on the SCV or something, but here we go. Dragoon going to move forward. This SCV, or this Vulture should really fly back to the SCV and go get repaired. wait for mines, and then come back in. That looks like exactly what Tosan is planning to do. But you realistically don't want to lose this early vulture. It may not be much, but those 3 mines you can get are so valuable that it's really worth it. Now, that was actually kind of a risky play. He did decide to run past the Protoss units to get in there, but he will actually get in before the... Oh, no, never mind. He's not going to get in before the second Dragoon, but he should be able to kill 2 probes here. Now, 2 probes, pretty good trade, but waiting for the mines as well would have been maybe a little bit better. Fisheye, however, at the other side of the map is starting to set up a little bit of a contain on his opponent here, which isn't the easiest thing to do against Terran, because of course you do have siege. But when you open mines, it's very difficult to break out of your own main. Now, of course, we do have a dropship coming in first here by our Terran player, so he's not necessarily looking to leave his base right away. He kind of wants to make sure that his opponent's units are away from the main as well. And that's going to mean he has a chance to do a lot of damage with this drop. Now, when you're dropping, it's usually more common, at least it was before. I don't know how in the modern era, but to go for speed first, because... No, not speed first, sorry. No, he's done the right thing. Go for mines first. Go for mines first. Oh, he's actually not going to drop in the main. Okay, I'm not really sure I agree with this, but I get... Oh, okay, he's going to go back and get another 2 vultures. That's fine. Yeah, but going speed first when you're going for a dropship is kind of not worth it, because you get the mobility from the dropship rather than anything else. Now, unfortunately for Torsan, every time he gets near Fisheye's base, a Dragoon spawns. So he's going to have to pull back. Looks like he's going to lay all his mines in the path that Fisheye would normally take to get to his base. So that's going to be a little bit of free damage if Fisheye isn't paying attention. Now, Fisheye does not know if there's a command center coming up yet. He's not moved in to double check. He did move in before but didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean there is one. And here we go, the dropship is coming in. Interestingly, he's going to not swing in with both of his all 4 of his vultures. He's going to go 2 in the main, 2 in the natural. Units getting killed on the way back. Pretty good moves here. Nice mines being laid down. Fisheye attacking his own observatory. And oh, the Dragoons running into the mines. This is not going to be good. Taking a ton of damage already. Could he take some more? Vultures in the natural. Vultures getting caught up on the Dragoons, so not actually doing any probe damage. Thank you, VIR, for the raid man, but it looks like this drop really did not do as much damage as I thought it would do. The dropship is still here as well, so he could snipe it if he does find it, but it's just outside of vision range. But while he did that, of course, it does allow him to move out onto his high ground to take his natural. But this is a very, very late expansion. This is an expansion essentially off of 2 factories, and there's no armory yet either. He's got the engineering bay, which he kind of had to get because he didn't really know at the time what his opponent was doing. But now he knows. He scoured well out with his vultures. Didn't see any turrets here, but the early starport, the late expansion, that's delayed his upgrades quite a lot. It's going to make it quite difficult as he moves further into the late game, especially as he didn't really do all that much damage. Like, if he'd have killed 10-20 probes, this would be a completely different game. But this is kind of the style I used to play when I played more often, where you go for a very early dropship and then expand. But I usually expanded first, because that's a little bit better economically. But when you go for a dropship first, you're essentially hoping, or you're essentially betting on doing a ton of damage, because if you don't, all of a sudden you're in a terrible position. Now, we've got tanks moving up here. Now, dropping tanks in would be okay, but like, if he moved his tanks here, it'd be incredible. But the trouble is, there's so many Dragoons everywhere. There's a lot of Dragoons in the main. We're gonna have some mines get laid down. Lay the mines. He's gonna go for the probes, but imagine if he had mines here, it'd be so much better. He's lost control of his army again. Tanks being sent back home. He knows there's Dragoons coming towards him. A few more probes have been killed this time, but it's not really enough damage. And Fisheye just getting a tank there as well. Going to be doing very, very nicely here. Mines being laid down on top of the Dragoons. That's a massive mine. That's an even bigger one as well. And it looks like Tosan should have enough to hold on, but no. The Dragoons get on top of the tanks. And all of a sudden, Tosan is in a very bad position. He got a good amount of probe damage there, but losing all of his units could be bad. If he mine tracks on all of his SCVs, that would be historically bad. And I don't mean it in a bad sense, but like, that would go in history down for him and his games as like the worst possible situation. because you don't want that happening. Now, Vulture trying to lay all of its mines before it dies. Doesn't quite manage it, but there is a tank on the low ground. Kills a couple of those hurt Dragoons from earlier. But a Dragoon getting on top here. If he gets lucky with the high ground, he could actually lose this tank. No, he does manage to kill it. Vulture running out again. A little bit of a misfire on his rally point. This tank is going to go down. Torsan is in a very weird position right now. There's not really much he can do. He really should be pulling his SCVs to try and deal with these Dragoons. Yeah, looks like he's going to do it now, but he needed to do it a little bit sooner while the Vulture was still there. But another tank on the low ground. He is going to be able to hold on, but he's going to be losing a ton of SCVs while he's doing this. But that's actually not too bad. The line backing SCVs blocking the way for Torsan's tank to be able to shoot them all down. Only one remaining. And he is going to be able to get up here at the front. If he can lay a couple of mines out the front as well, this would be pretty good. There's two observers, but they're on top of each other. And, oh, they are in range of the mines. Never mind. But, finally, we should have Torsan defended here. Obviously, Dragoons with observers can take down infinite amounts of mines as long as they're microed correctly. But with two tanks now, one on the low ground, one on the high ground, he should be able to hold on here. Nice block with the supply depot as well. Going to make it a little bit harder to push forward. Vulture in the way as well. If he can repair this tank, that would be incredible. Good defense so far, but he needed to be repairing that tank. Now things are a little bit more dicey than they were. This tank is barely in range of these Dragoons. And I mean, he's kind of lucky that one of them has decided to run up in his range. But that's the mischance got him to kill his own SCV. And this is a good example of what happens when you miss the tank splash. Actually, well, the splash hits, but the direct hit moves. So that's how he managed to kill his own SCV there. Oh my god, he just killed 3 of his own SCVs with that tank shot. This tank is going going down for war crimes. Friendly fire. Now things are not terrible here for Torsan. Like, he is behind where he normally would want to be. But Fisheye has been throwing away a lot of units while this is going on. There's not many tanks, which is the big problem. But with losing so many units, Fisheye doesn't have the kind of major supply advantage that he maybe would have otherwise. Now, we do have that third base up here in the bottom right. We've only got 6 gateways at the moment. 8 gateways, sorry. With a Stargate coming in as well, so we will most likely see carriers here, based on the fact there's no Templar tech yet, but carriers on this map are incredibly good. There is a lot of dead space. You can see all this area here where Goliaths can't attack them. If you go behind the minerals here, Goliaths can't get back here either. Now this is a good move, dropping 2 tanks, trying to kill his... Oh, well, this traitor tank is going to go down. There we go. Now, if you can drop on the high ground here, this would be very good. Pick up, drop here, and then siege the mineral line. That would be very, very nice. But it looks like he is just going to fly back home. Now, the dead space is good. Oh, we are going to have Templar, actually. And it's kind of... Oh my god, if he drops up here, this is very good. He's not going to be able to save his own tech. He can only walk the Zealot through. Wait, a Dragoon can get through that gap? What the heck? Okay, never mind. This tank is going to do nothing. Okay, 5 factories here. Torsan definitely banking up a lot of money. He's getting ready to push, but he doesn't really have that much in terms of supply. That's a slim goon. That goon has been on Huel or whatever that thing I keep getting recommended on YouTube is. That weird like protein shake stuff. Okay, third base is up now for Torsan. He's going to skip the mineral only for now. He's going to move some tanks back here to defend the mineral line, and he will have his third gas. So that is a very, very nice move. Looks like Torsan getting his SCVs over there as well. Lots of vultures roaming the map, checking for bases. Hasn't seen this base just yet. But not the end. Mines getting cleared up in the middle of the map, so Torsan will know where Fisheye's units are at the very least. In case you've never seen this map before, there on the pentagram there is a neutral disruption webs. Just makes it a little bit harder to blindly move your way through the middle. There is also this command center that you can infest as Zerg. We've not quite seen that yet. Vultures coming in from multiple angles here. Lots of mines. If he can siege up here, it would be pretty good, but he does need to worry about the zealots coming in from behind. More vultures heading in, possibly going for a counter-attack here. Laying some of their mines as well. Not really laying too much. But if he actually gets in for a counter, this would be very good. Looks like the Dragoons want to come in and attack this base, but this single tank is enough to make it a little bit difficult. Third gas, of course, going to be helping out here. Not too many mines dropped at the back here. Not really much going on with these vultures, but still the threat of them out on the map makes things a little bit easier to deal with. Kadenji? I can just about read some Hangul. Okay, we did have a drop down here, but that's not going to really do too much. Okay, these vultures still out in the map. There is a single mine here, and I'm guessing we're going to see Fisheye build a cannon here and then take the base with that rather than send an observer over. He does have an observer up here, not really doing anything. I suppose it is checking for dropships, but drops at this point in the game aren't going to be really too much of a scare. Cadency saying in chat, sorry, didn't mean to distract you. I just wanted to see if I could read what you were saying, that was all. I have very, 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 very extremely limited Korean. I do know some of the Hangul. I learned some of them and then stopped. I got lazy because I was like, I know Japanese, well, I need to learn better Japanese, even though my Japanese isn't too bad. And trying to learn Korean as well, I was like, you know what, I'm probably going to make things too difficult for myself. So I remembered like half of the Hangul, so I can kind of read, but not fully. Okay, cannon getting taken. Oh my god, he gets the cannon before it kills the mine. Wounder. That is very, very unlucky. Oh, that is so good. That's such good timing. Oh my goodness. That engineer. Yeah, I can't read that. I'm gonna stop trying to read Korean. I'm not good enough. Okay, he's gonna get the pylon eventually. Mines going off on themselves, not killing the Dragoons. Looks like he is going to be able to at least trade for one of the Dragoons here. Maybe could get a couple of others as well if he target fires correctly. But no, Dragoons take a very, very long time to die. Now we do have a base coming up in the top left as well. Torsan is in a very awkward position. He essentially needs to get ready to attack. He's alive on his 4 bases, which is fine. We have another drop coming into the main base. Ironically enough, the vultures are going to get stuck and can't get through to the minerals, but he's going to be able to pick those up. Nice pickup, going to get away with those units. Probably drop the 3rd, which will be quite nice. Now, unlucky for Fisheye, he's going to try and build a base here, but there's also a mine. There's a scene in Blackadder that kind of reminds me of this, like the artillery song that Baldric makes. He makes a poem, doesn't he? It's like boom, 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 boom. That one. It's really good. Blackadder's really good. Oh, the mine! Wait, how? Okay, vultures in the middle. Oh my god, this could be... I don't want to look away from here. If he runs his zealots in the wrong way... Oh, this is going to be so good if they go off. The mine! The mine! Oh, the mine! You love to see it. In Korean, they have a term for that. That's mine debak, if I remember correctly. Debak? Mine debak, I think. I'm not sure if my Korean pronunciation is not good. Please forgive me. Now, Torsan is trying to figure out where to push. He does have 2-1 upgrades, so he is in a position to move out on the map, but There's so many units waiting for him here that it's going to be quite difficult. He's actually upgrade parity as the Protoss player, which is not great. But that mine was definitely good. Now, slow pushing here would be quite good, but the longer he takes, the harder this is going to be. There's going to be gateway farms built in the bottom left and the top right. The bottom left and the top left even. I'm so bad with directions. But we've got a lot of mines being laid out here as well. Essentially, Torsan just needs to be able to split the map, and then he won't be in a terrible position. But splitting the map is hard to do. Yeah, now, as General Stan 2 says, losing the probes to the mines actually give him more supply for army, so it's pretty risky. Now, one other problem that our Terran hero is going to have is there are so many units, there's so many vessels as well, so many arbiters as well. Recall is going to be a very strong tool here, and by losing this base, he could be in a position to lose both of his bases up here. Looks like he wants to push out while this is going on. He's going to try and sack his base, maybe send some tanks back here to defend here, but not too sure. But let's see how well this is going to go. A big A move through the middle of the map. Yeah, this is a very good map for recalls. Lots of tanks back here, but not really much else of anything else, so it's going to be tough to hold on to his bases. But he's got a lot of money banked up. If he can somehow kill the main base here of Fisheye, he could actually win the game. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to use every single reinforcement he has. But with Stasis, with Arbiters, and with very, very few scans remaining, this is going to be quite difficult. Oh, he's got more scans than I thought he would do. But obviously, tanks are very strong. But units getting on top of them are even stronger. And all those tanks that the map die. GG. Torsan taps out. Fisheye wins game number 1. Okay guys, welcome back. We are here for game number 3. You may have thought you've just missed game number 2, but there was a walkover in game 2. Best did not show up, unfortunately, so DM did take the walkover. That ties up our series 1-1, which means we are essentially now in a best of 3. If Red can win 2 of the games, they will be winning the series, but if they can take 1 each, or if DM obviously win 2 of the games, then we could be going into an ace match. Would be kind of exciting. That would mean we'd had 2 ace matches this week, which would be awesome. But starting us off here in the top left-hand corner, fighting for red, it's Ariador, aka Liquid Drone. And their opponent starting down here at the bottom left-hand corner in the pink, fighting for DM. It is Tech. It looks like we will have a Gateway Forge first coming in from Tech. He is scouting the correct location first as well, which is very, very nice. It is very rare you actually get to do that. But it looks like we will have an overpull, possibly a 12 hatch here. He's going for an 11 hatch. Okay, that's weird. Is he going to be able to block it? No, it doesn't block it. 11 hatch it is. Morning Pool coming in on 11 supply as well. Eridor getting his first scout too. Now Tech, knowing his opponent went for 12 hatch, didn't even bother building a forge. He's going for Nexus first. Knows he is completely safe at the moment. Now does Tech choose to go for a gateway first behind this, or does he go for the forge? I think the forge would be a little bit safer. Yeah, he's going to go for the forge. Gas coming in for Eridor as well, so no 3 hatch before gas or anything. Third hatch coming in by Eridor at the mineral only. Very, very standard play for New Electric Circuit. Gateway and the first cannon coming in as well. The gateway is being built here so you can add the gas there to create a wall. I think that creates a wall. I can't remember. Here we do have the Lings chasing down this probe now. Nice move by Eridor, gets the probe. This is going to leave Tech completely in the dark, and that is the worst place you can possibly be as a Protoss player. Lair coming up, he doesn't know this is coming, he doesn't know if there's a Hydra Den, and that is why he immediately sends out a second probe. He has to try and figure it out, because if he doesn't, he is going to be in a lot of trouble, but it's so hard to get back into the Zerg base once you've been knocked out once. General Stan in chat saying, I only ever know if it's a wall or not when the Lings come. That's pretty funny. Oh, probe getting stuck on the minerals up here. He's Raven. Still no Hydra Den so far here for Drone. He's not gone for a second gas yet either, so it's likely not going to be a Spire. So I'm guessing we're going to see a Hydra Den come up soon, and then he'll go for, no, Spire first, and then a 5th and 6th hatchery maybe before Hydra Den. But yeah, I think he's going Mulisks. Now, is the probe going to be able to get past these Lings? It is very, very unlikely, but if he can, he'll be in a pretty good spot. Cybernex core is done, no Stargate yet from Tech, that's going to come in now. Now, is he going to go 2 Stargate or 1? If he goes 2 as a blind counter, that would actually be pretty impressive. Quite difficult to make that decision though. Probe trying to get in. Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, maybe he can run in now, but nope. Lings cleared that up pretty easily. Just while we're getting into a little bit of a lull in the game, while we're waiting for something to happen, just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors, Matrino and Esport Fund. If you want to add money to the prize pool courtesy of Matrino, you can click the link that pops up in chat and press claim code. Yeah, that was not the best use of 3 Zealots. So Tech is in a little bit of a weird position right now. Maybe it would have been better to wait for +1 to finish with speed and then go in then, but oh well. free wins for the Zerg. Eridor gonna lose his first Overlord. Killing this is probably not the most efficient use of his Corsair, given he still doesn't actually have any information. And now there's Scourge out, so this is going to cause a few problems. We've got a 4th hatchery and a 5th hatchery coming up, and a 6th hatchery. So it's Spire into 6 hatches and a Hydra Den. Eriador is getting very, very far ahead now. Wiko plays, and also Starcast TV, who have a lot of the better Koreans like Ruin. Now Mueller's coming into the main. Not many probes have gone down here so far, but still Cannon getting taken out. 1 probe I think has died so far. Scourge coming in here as well. Get a connection on the Corsair, kill it. Another probe goes down. Not looking like the best of the situation here for these Corsairs. There is Dragoons coming out, which will help fend this off, but not before taking a lot of damage. Does he target the right? Oh, he targets the right Muta. Perfect. Good play. Dragoons don't do that much damage to Mulisks, so this is kind of a sad situation to be in as our Protoss player. Not mining from your main is not the best situation to be in. We've got another load of stuff coming in. We've got 2 Zealots running up here. Can we see if they do any damage? Looks like they probably won't, but he will get a scout with them at the very least. Gets a single drone. The Mutalisk flying back that are remaining. 2 Zealots getting caught on the buildings a little bit here. Can he get at least another drone? It still won't be worth it, but at least it's better than nothing. 1 more hit is all he needs, and he gets it. Nicely done. Okay, Templar Archives coming in down here for Tech. Storm is the great equalizer in PvZ. Yeah, and the thing that General Stam points out is he did see more Mulis hatch as well, so that's a little bit of good information to have. Now we should prepare against them. Get another couple of Corsairs. One of the Corsairs, well, he's got 2 Corsairs now, 3rd one about to pop, so he is in a bit of a better position than he was before, at the very least. I can see Yufing in chat saying that he's looking forward to an ace match if there is one. Maybe counting your chickens a little bit early, because up next we have another PvZ. And if I remember rightly... Oh, in the next one, it's a PvP, sorry. Yeah, we've got a PvP coming up next. Or did White play Zerg? I can't remember. But if Tech can win here, that's definitely going to increase the chances. Lots of High Templar coming in. +1 attack is done, so he's going into +1 armor behind this. Getting ready to defend his back door just in case. Yeah, the area door is getting very, very far ahead right now, and that's going to make it very difficult for Tech to be able to come back. Tech is going to be able to expand to his 3rd, but there's no gas, which essentially means it makes it a little bit worse for Protoss to take this base than a gas base, but it's all he can really take. He can't really move out on the map, so it's rough. It's going to be a rough old game for Tech here if this goes the distance. Mutalisk going to be coming in here. Lots of Scourge here as well. Going to make it very difficult for the Corsairs to engage. No +1. 1 Corsair goes down immediately, but all of the Scourge get wasted, so Mutalisk are going to be forced back. The issue is the Hydras. The Hydra count is getting higher and higher as soon as we get Lurker upgrade in, which is halfway done now. This is going to get rougher and rougher because there is going to be a very big Lurker contained setup outside. And there's not going to be really much that Tech can do about it. We've got a lot of gateways coming in. to kind of bolster his gateway numbers, but he's not building any units at the moment, and that's why his supply is dropping and dropping. Okay, there we go. We've got some units finally coming in. Looks like Tech wanted to build as many buildings as possible first. But that's going to mean his supply is lower. It means he's going to have harder time breaking out. And the longer you wait, the more lurkers there are. It basically becomes impossible to break out unless you have a Reaver and a Shuttle. Not that anyone wants to believe me when I say that, but it's definitely better than not having a Reaver and a Shuttle, I would say. Now the Corsairs did fly up here to try and deal with the Mutilus. They did catch them. And they are going to be now able to attack some of these Overlords. This is the kind of move he needs. If he can kill enough Overlords and supply block Zerg, then maybe he'll be in a bit of a better position. Looks like Eriador getting ready to actually donate all his Overlords in one go. Gonna send all his Overlords to one spot. He's got another 3 right next to each other. And this is a little win for Tech. Gets another 2 Overlords, gets 1 more. He could definitely get that. It's so rough to try and risk it though. Corsair's gonna go back home knowing they've killed a few Overlords, but okay, that was almost good micro. Oh my god, but he's... Oh, there's still an Overlord here. Oh, the DT should still get a load of kills though. Oh, the drones are attacking. The DTs haven't been able to fire. One of the DTs goes down immediately. The second one is probably gonna go down very soon as well. Oh my god, he's just not had luck with his DTs at all. We've got another 2 High Templar coming in here. There's going to be a Storm drop on the main. 50 drones before the Storm drop. Let's count them after. First Storm there, storming his Shuttle. But oh my god, he just kills like 10 drones, kills another. That is a ton of damage. He may lose the High Templar, but that is definitely worth it. He's evened up the supply count. He's got ahead a little bit. And he did kill around 14 drones there, but Eriador has a ton of hatcheries. He's got a ton of bases. And if only those DTs did a little bit more damage. Now, unfortunately as well, he's having to kill his Forge to leave his base, which means he's not going to be doing any upgrades. And outside of his base, we already have a lot of lurkers. And we have another 6 eggs coming in. He has to break out. He has to break out before the lurker count gets too high. But are we going to be able to see that, or are we going to see Tech fall? His unit's getting a little bit stuck here. The High Templar's struggling to get through. That's not a wall in, just in case anyone's wondering. High Templar just ran through, so Lynx definitely would have come through there. But looks like he is coming. He's hitting at the right timing at the very least. The lurkers are not underground. And as we know, nothing can beat lurkers once they're underground, so... Dragoon's going to move forward. Nice Storm to stop the Hydras advancing, but not hitting any of the units. And now Tech is in a lot of trouble. His supply is now under that of Eriador's again. He's got less probes than there are drones. He's got less bases than there are hatcheries. And this is looking a little bit rough again. Oh, nice Storm on some of those front lurkers. Also, Beshta 2018, this is a live from replay cast. Essentially, all the games are played on Sunday at exactly the same time. And there's no way I would be able to cast them then. Because all the games are played at exactly the same time. So, that's why it's not live. No one's seen these replays before though, so whatever. Nice Storms on those front units. Tech doing a pretty good job breaking out. If he can keep this up, maybe he can break through, but it's going to be tough. Lots of Storm energy though. Misplaced Storm though, only hitting one of the lurkers. May have hit this one as well. That's a nice Storm at the back. And there we go, he clears out the contain. He's actually going to break his way through here. And the Overlord's being used to soak up some of these Dragoon shots. But there's so much army from Tech. 1-1 upgrades are done against the 2-2. But the army of Tech is just a little bit too strong. He's breaking his way through. And he's managed to break the contain. And if he breaks the contain, takes a 4th base, this game is winnable here for Tech. He does not have to end the game with this push, but doing a lot of damage would be helpful. All he has to do is secure a 4th. And that is what this probe is going to do. Push and defend at the same time. Or defend by pushing. And looks like Eriador going to be pushed back a little bit. Units coming in from multiple angles, so going to make this a little bit harder for Tech. 1-1 upgrades, showing their power. Looks like we do have a couple of lurkers burrowing. One of them goes down almost immediately, but the observers have gone down, or they've been left at home or something. No, they've gone down, so he cannot push against the lurkers anymore. Nice storm on the Lings, gonna pull back, try and gain some ground. But yeah, we've got the 4th base coming in over here on the right hand or the left hand side. And Tech is going to go home with this hill between his legs, but still doing a decent amount of damage to the Zerg army. That is going to allow him to take this 4th base. Now the 5th base is up for Eriador. The 6th base is coming up as well. And this is when things start to get hairy for the Protoss player, because you may have a ton of gateways, your upgrades are lower, but he is about to get to 2. Storm will be done. But this is when you kind of need to look to like adding Dark Archons and other higher tech units like Reavers into the mix. Because if you can add Reavers, especially at this base, it's not going to be broken. But looking back, we do have Hive done. We do have melee upgrades coming in. Cracklings should be done very, very soon. We've got double upgrades going. Interestingly, for Eriador, he's not gone for any Queens. That's a kind of rare occurrence, but I guess Eriador's not far enough ahead where he can really get away with it. We've got units coming around the back. Lings are going to absolutely tear through any units they find in the middle of the map here. Looks like Eriador going to pull back. Lots of units heading over here to the right. There's not actually that much to defend, but no Defiler Mound means no Swarm. Means he should be able to hold on to this base. But it's rough because as soon as he moves up there, the units from the south come in. And that is, he's trying to split the Protoss away so he can go in for another contain. But I'm not really sure that's going to work out too well. Lots of Lings did get into the mineral line. Lots of probes have gone down. And lots of units are going to be at the back here. But nice storm. Going to stop Eriador from pushing in too far. But Eriador getting ready to set up another small contain here. Lots of lurkers stopping Tech from being able to push as well. So Eriador still with the lead in this game for sure. Okay, I've just learned that there is a channel on Instagram called Wombat Channel, and there is an incredibly cute video that I'm going to link in chat during the break, so other people can enjoy it as well. Yeah, Eriador's economy is absolutely insane, his upgrades are crazy as well. Adrenaline is done, so the Zealots are being eaten for breakfast. I think Adrenaline's done, right? And then we have the Great Aspire is an interesting choice, but if he can get some Guardians there, there's absolutely nothing Protoss has that can deal with it, and that's exactly what Eriador's going to do. He is going to put the nail in the coffin here and make it impossible for Tech to expand again. Nice storms being added, lots of Overlords going to go down here as well with this. Now Zealot's getting dropped off in the main, not a bad move. He's going to see the Great Aspire. Does he build a Corsair straight away? No, he doesn't, but a Scout would be good actually. Guardian's being morphed in. Well, he's trying to get the spawning pool, he gets it, but another spawning pool goes up immediately. Eriador is not caring about losing his tech. He is going to build it immediately. Now here come the Guardians. This is kind of the nail in the coffin play here, because there is nothing that... Tech can't even get Dragoons up here to deal with this. It is so frustrating. Oh, but Storm is good. Yeah, Storm can do it. But he only has one Storm. He can't really afford to use the other Storm. He needs to defend against the Lings. He gets the second Storm ready. Another Storm is ready as well. Looks like a Devourer came in, but that's not going to be helpful. Now 5th base trying to come up down here in the bottom middle, but that's not going to be well fated here. Base is definitely going to go down. Lings kill bases so fast, it's almost unreasonable. Cancel, 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 cancel. He doesn't cancel. loses the Nexus, and that's 400 minerals he cannot really afford. He's mined out on 2 of his bases. His 3rd base is under a lot of fire, a lot of pressure. Are there any storms remaining? No storms remaining, so this final Guardian can kill everything again. We've got Defilers in the game now as well, which are going to make this even harder. There is more hatcheries than I can count on one hand anymore, so I'm not even going to attempt to count them in game. But that's a lot of hatcheries, a lot of production, and a lot of money banked up for Eridor as he's sitting close to max. And unfortunately for Tech, this means he is in a lot of trouble. 3-2 upgrades are done. 1 shield just finished as well. But no further upgrades are coming in. Plague, making the shield upgrade pointless, essentially. Making the armor upgrades pointless as well. Plague is a pretty good unit. I think you can argue Defilers are the best unit in the game. GG, Tech taps out, nothing you can do against Eridor here. That is going to be it for game number 3. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 4. Hello guys, welcome back. ZMRD, you probably played House of the Dead, one of the best games ever made. So fun. I need to record myself playing it, but I'm so bad at it. I can't beat the first boss, like, all the time. I've beaten it once. It's so difficult. But it's such a good game. It's a PvP, starting us off here on the top left-hand corner, fighting for DM. It's white. And up here in the top right hand corner, fighting for red in the blue, it's Raz. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful wombat video. Wombats are adorable. I want to cuddle it so bad. Is it wrong of me to want to cuddle the wombats? Because if it is, I don't want to be right. One gateway gas coming in for both players, so not really too much going on at the moment. You know the one animal that I really want to cuddle because they're the most chill animal in like the animal kingdom? Capybara, man. Oh my god, they get on with like every animal. Like no animal really wants to kill them, and they just chill. They're just super chill, you know? They're so cute, they're adorable. I want to pick them all up and I want to cuddle them, and I just want to never let go. But I do want to cuddle a cat again. It's been a while since I've pet a cat. I lost my cat a couple of years ago, and yeah, I've not had a cat since. I'm planning at some point to go to Japan for an extended period of time, so I don't really want to get a pet. So, that's rough. I get the feeling cuddling like an orangutan would be really cool as well. Because like, orangutans are really chill for like a great ape. Like gorillas are quite aggressive, so like chimps are incredibly aggressive. But apparently like orangutans are like really chill and they just like hang out, you know? I also I wanna cuddle and befriend a sloth. Because sloths are like essentially what I aspire to be. Oh my god, the life of a sloth is so insane. They move at like 0.1 mile an hour or something. Like they don't care. They just hang from the... How sloths have gone this long without dying out, I have no idea. It's just they live in a place where they have no natural predators. Yeah, so there's no reason for them to die. Apparently sloths... Eminus in chat says sloths are full of mold. And then SCP says they move so little that moss grows in their fur. What the hell? Yeah, but okay, if you shower your sloth, then you're fine, right? Just imagine a sloth, bro, man. Build like a tree set up in your house. Give it a wash every once in a while. Just chill out with you, you know? That'd be brilliant. It wouldn't be good for the sloth, though. But then again, they don't really have any natural predators there, and they don't have any natural predators here either. If anything, the biggest problem sloths have is like humans and deforestation and stuff, so I don't know. Sloths are chill. Pandas are chill as well. Pandas are another cuddly animal that I want to cuddle. But bears and pandas are probably very dangerous, so it's probably not a good idea. I always wonder if I missed my calling when I was younger and not becoming a zookeeper, because I really love animals. Working in a zoo would be incredible, I think. Like being able to look after the animals and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could do it as a job, but I would love to do it. It'd be amazing, I think. Yeah, zookeepers have really crap pay. But then again, I get crap pay being an IT support technician and I hate it, so maybe I'd prefer it if I was like making friends with the animals, man. That'd be sick. Now it looks like we do have a bit of action in this game. Raz pushed forward, but White has too many units, so Raz is gonna go back. Zoos can be sad places, but not necessarily. Sorry, I know I went off topic a lot during this game, but I got really severely waylaid. Only bad zoos have animals in cages. The good zoos have them in like proper built enclosures that are like they were living in the wild. Yeah. Okay, Raz actually, even though he had the worst army size to begin with, he gets the better engagement, manages to take out most of White's Dragoons here. So Raz is going to continue to push forward. Back home, we've got 3 gateways against 3 gate. It was 3 gate against 3 gate. One player going for Robo, the other player going for no tech. There's a just because I want to talk about animals some more. Looks like Raz gonna push in. Let's wait. Here we go. He's gonna go in. Let's see if he can break through. There's a lot of Dragoons here. The probe goes down. The pylon gonna be taking a load of damage here, soaking up some of the additional fighting power that's actually in a supply block. White. So the Dragoons from Raz are going to be in a good spot here, but White getting better engagement again. 4 versus 4. The defensive advantage coming in play a little bit. 4 versus 3 now, but one of the Dragoons very close to death, but gets incredibly lucky, but then loses 2 Dragoons at once. This is a very action-packed PvP. Looks like he is going to be able to attack the Nexus. He doesn't have a Nexus himself, and there is no tech, so Raz was kind of hoping to go all in and win with just Dragoons, but because White has been given time to regain his minerals from building the Nexus, he's been able to build some more Dragoons now. So there we go. Oh no, he misclicked. There we go, he does get some of the Dragoons again. Actually moving his Dragoons forward rather than backwards, but gets... If he can block this choke, he is going to be in such an incredible spot, but he's not taking the best engagement here. The Nexus is done. He's going to go back in. It's 4 versus 3 again. 4 versus 2 now. Raz is doing a really good job with his engagements here. Probe's getting pulled as well. Going to be used to try and block the Dragoons from getting back out. The economy advantage definitely going in favor of Raz, but the unit advantage for the time being going in favor... Sorry, White's got the economy advantage. Raz has the Dragoon advantage. And he is going to try and go for the Nexus. He kind of has to kill this Nexus, or he is going to be too far behind. Second Nexus coming up here for Raz. More Dragoons coming out. Oh my god, the Nexus eating up some of the hits, so the Dragoons are not going to be able to trade efficiently. Not getting the additional hits, but 3 versus 2 again. And now the third Dragoon comes in. Raz should wait for his next 2 Dragoons before he pushes here, but looks like he takes the best engagement he can again, with the damaged Dragoon completely being free. Apparently Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay in Florida has a several acre wide Serengeti enclosure that owns. But there we go, looks like we are going to have a Reaver come out. That's going to push back Raz from being able to attack anymore. And now Raz is going to be the one behind, because the Nexus is already done for White if he can start mining there. They've been trading armies efficiently this whole time. Now essentially, there's nothing more that can be done about it. Just to go back to my zoo story for a minute, there's a really, really cool zoo called... Oh, it's like a sanctuary. It's a monkey sanctuary in the UK called Monkey Life, I think it is. Oh, I don't know if it's called Monkey Life or that's just the name of the TV show they did about it. But it was set up by a guy who unfortunately died a couple of decades ago, I think now. And his wife loved monkeys as much as he did, so she's carried it on. But they have huge, massive enclosures that are just like the animals would be living in the wild. and they look after them. They've got like multiple families of chimps. They've got orangutans. They've got gorillas. They basically they take in like monkeys that have been essentially sold on the black market. They take them in and they give them a home and a family, and they look after them. And apparently in Busch Gardens, the Serengeti area is 65 acres. I don't know how big an acre is, but it's big. Like 65 is big. It's not like Tiger King, because unlike Tiger King, the owner of the sanctuary is not an absolute shitheel. Monkey Island, maybe. Is it Monkey Island? I don't think it's Monkey Island, is it? Either way, it's a very, very good sanctuary. I really want to go there at some point. I went to there's a seal sanctuary in the UK as well. 65 acres, for anyone who didn't know like me, is over 250,000 meters squared. Which is a pretty big area, so that's kind of cool. Good on Florida for doing that. And doesn't Florida have the marshes, like, all wildlife protected as well? Well, not all of them, but isn't there like a large part of the wildlife area in Florida that... Everglades, yeah, it's the Everglades that I'm thinking of. Doc saying don't compliment Florida, Florida is trash. Look, if they've done one good thing, okay? They may have like made up with it, but here we go. Looks like we are gonna have a push. This is not gonna work out well for Raz. Reavers are very, very strong, but he gets the shuttle, which is gonna buy him a little bit of time to build more units to be able to hold on. Reaver's coming out for him as well, but he's only got one so far, and the second one is about to finish up, so he may be able to hold on here. SCP saying Everglades is protected, but most of it was ruined before it was protected. That sucks. Humans are scum, man. I really hate humanity. We've done some really shitty things to this planet. We've led to the countless extinction of many different species, and we just keep doing it again. Like, we keep going. We just don't stop. There's no profit in keeping species alive, right? But there we go. Looks like we are going to have another big engagement. The Reaver at the front doing a pretty big amount of damage here. Going to help out a lot here in this engagement, but the two Reavers coming in from the side going to cause so much hurt for Raz's army. Reaver getting a shot off on the Reavers though, but two Reavers killing the other one. He gets both the Reavers. Does this allow him to trade? No, it doesn't. He is going to be forced back. The defender's advantage should come in here. And looks like he is going to try and force his way into an engagement here. He doesn't really have much of a choice. He could be picking up his Dragoons here with a shuttle and like wasting the hits. That'd be incredible, but that would be very, 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 very difficult. Looks like this is looking a little bit rough here for Raz. His supply is so much lower than that of White's. We've got a lot of random pylons in the middle of the map while this is going on, so he can scout for the shuttles, but there's no shuttles coming. For an update on the Everglades situation, SCP said there's a large lake in the middle of Florida that would flood, and that water was a major source of the Everglades. They stopped the flooding and built farms below the lake, and now the flow is all messed up. But yeah, humanity is like the one species who is very good at destroying the one place we can live in, and that's the worrying thing. Like, we seem to be like RTAing, like speedrunning, destroying our own planet. And I don't know if these people with a ton of money have realized, but when the Earth gets fucked, there's no place for us to live. That's why all of the billionaires are trying to get to space right now, because they know what's coming. The only way humanity is going to survive long term is if we go in space. But either way, getting back to the game, White pushing back in. This time it goes a little bit better for Raz, but he's still down 30 supply, although most of that is in probes, so his army is pretty good. Doc saying, "You're so stupid, Kicks, I'm going to be digitized and live in the internet." I am going to be digitized to live in a VR world, but when the world is destroyed, what keeps the server running? You may be digitized, but how are you gonna live? Earth will eventually become uninhabitable. Uninhabitable, sorry. It will eventually happen if we're not careful. Like I know this is going completely off topic of the PvP, but if you've ever seen Gundam actually does a very good explanation of like what's gonna happen eventually. Because humanity, if we manage to live that long, will make it into space. But because we've done so much damage to the planet already, like the oceans are gonna be basically uninhabitable. There's gonna be a lot less fish species. There's going to be a lot less species living here other than humans, and the people on Earth are probably going to start suffering because essentially we've warred ourselves into oblivion. But here we go, looks like White going to push forward again. Not going to do any damage this time, but White is going for his third base. Raz going for his third base as well. But yeah, humanity does really need to spend less money on war fighting itself and more money on getting into space. Because essentially, we are going to be in trouble as a species longer term if we don't get out, essentially. It's MRD saying, I'll be here to bike the bike to make electricity to make you guys live online to live your lives, okay? Thank you very much, but I'm not sure that'll be enough power. And I'm not sure if there'll be any humans left to be able to live in the place where you could bike. One of the big problems we're going to have is we're eventually going to run out of drinkable water. And if that happens, humanity is going to die. Like, that's going to be it. Like, and the pollution is getting so bad in the ocean, and it's going to get worse and worse, that we're going to kill off all marine life, so there'll be no fish to eat either. And that's going to cause a lot of problems. There's a really good series called Gundam Turn X, or Gundam X, which is called After War Gundam X, and it's essentially the story of what happened in the First Year War, where all of the colony drops happened, and essentially Earth became unlivable. Like, it destroyed civilization, essentially. And, basically the water is so polluted that nothing can live there anymore. And humanity is basically screwed. And then Turn A is another great, like, Turn A is my favorite Gundam, I think, without a doubt. But it's set like thousands of years on from the First Year War, where basically war destroyed the planet and reset humanity back again. Pretty cool. It's a really good series. It's got this kind of like weird Victorian era, like Western era like America vibe. It's really, really cool. Thing is SCP, if the water becomes polluted enough to kill all the plankton, then all of a sudden everything that feeds on plankton is going to die. Everything that feeds on the fish that feed on the plankton is going to die. And the predators, who are the last ones left, won't have anything to eat and they'll die as well. The life balance in the ocean is so fine that a single change, I mean, even in the food chain in general is such a fine balance that if one small thing was to disappear, it could essentially change the landscape of the planet. And that is why, like, losing all the coral reef and stuff is so bad, because diversity in the sea gets worse, and then the amount of marine life and the amount of life that can live in the ocean is gonna fall and be in a lot of trouble. I know I've been, like, very off topic in this PvP, but realistically there's not much going on. There is a Dark Archon here, which is exciting. I mean, fair enough, there's actually been a lot going on. We've got both players going into Storm Tech now, but both players have got their third base up. We're going into a late game PvP, which is very weird. Yeah, the trouble is, like, people say, like, oh, if we could kill all mosquitoes or whatever. But mosquitoes have their place in the food chain as well, which is a problem. Felix saying the Dark Archon will kill all marine life. Unfortunately, it can't kill anything. Okay, we've got a lot of Reavers here. That's going to help out. Does he have any upgrades? No Reaver upgrades. Is he going to feedback? Is he going to get the feedback done? Are we going to see it? Nice Storm's coming down at the front. Reavers at the back going to be doing a lot of damage, but where's the feedback? Doesn't feedback. Unfortunately, the Dark Archon does without doing anything. White has so many units. It looks like White's going to push through. GG, Raz taps out. And we are going to be going into the ace match. The score is tied 2-2. And we'll be back after this short break.
Okay.
Okay, I muted myself and forgot to unmute myself again. Hell yeah! Starting us off in the top left-hand corner, it's Eriador. Starting us off in the bottom right-hand corner, in the teal, it's Tech. Thank you for pointing out, chat, that I stupidly forgot to unmute myself again. I was just saying that essentially I'm not going to deviate from the game here because it is the ace match, but I will talk a little bit about what we've been going on about in chat, because there's a really interesting discussion going on about recyclability, what to do with waste and stuff like that, so kind of cool. Now, it's Red versus DM, it's an ace match. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background, DM and Red have played each other 6 times throughout the history of the STPL. The score is currently 3-3 overall. When you're looking at the ranking table, DM is dead last at the moment. Red is in 6th, which is a qualifying position with 2-2. If Red can win here, they're going to kind of secure themselves a little bit better in the table. If DM can win, they give themselves a chance to move up and get into the everything. But we've got the spawning pool coming in, and we do have the hatchery coming in as well. Tech is going for a forge into an expansion. So things are looking very, very, very good at the moment for both players. Now, we do have the extractor coming in here for Zerg as well. Now, we saw Eriador versus Tech before, where Eriador essentially played a very standard game and just got very, very far ahead by just having a lot of hatcheries, a lot of economy, and Tech did his best to fight back, but he kind of got himself starved out, despite breaking through the lurker contain, which was very, very impressive. But we do have Tech trying to go for an expansion here, but with 6 lings on the way already. Another lot of lings coming in. This is a ling flood from Eriador. He's not playing standard this time. He is going all in. Can Tech build enough cannons? Can he hold on against Eriador here? Looks like Eriador getting some of his lings stuck a little bit as he tried to block the probe. Let's see if the probe can actually see the lings coming towards his base. It looks like he's going to go away from them, so he does not know this is coming. There's only 1 cannon. There's no second safety cannon. I think this could be a fast game. I get the feeling that this game is going to end very, very soon because you can't... Oh my god, he even left his wall. Oh, this is not going to go well for poor old Tech here. Tech is completely blindsided by the fact there's a ling flood coming in. The Zealot's not even in the right place. The cannon is done, but it's going to go down very, very quickly. The Zealot is going to die very fast as well. If he had 2 cannons here, he could survive. But Eriador is essentially going to take a major advantage here. Now, if he can somehow kill all the lings without losing all of his probes, maybe he holds on. But he is so far behind right now. This is very, very rough. Now, I've still got a chance. Stacking up all his probes is going to mess up his mining, but it allows him to turn and attack the Zealot or the Zerglings if he wants to. Cannon is trying to come in. Eriador still hasn't won the game, but he is in a good spot. Tech is currently not mining though, so it's only going to be this 1 cannon. But then, oh my god, the Nexus is going to go down in the main. Oh, and when you lose the Nexus in the main, that's essentially game over. The lings get past the Lings get past the Zealot. GG, Tech taps out. Red Eriador takes the game and wins the series 3-2 in favor of Red. Okay, so that is going to be the next in a long line of wins for Red against DM, but it's now 4-3 throughout STPL history, which isn't too bad. DM did a very good job to try and bring it to the ace match there, but Eriador coming out with a very aggressive build, becoming very, very difficult for our DM team, of course. We had Fisheye beating Torsan in game number 1, Nimrod being Best in game number 2 and a walkover, Eriador beating Tech, White getting a great win over Raz on Talcross, and Eriador beating Tech again in game number 5. Now, this was a pretty long series. I am only casting the 1 series today. I'll be back on Friday Same time, same place. You can catch us on YouTube, youtube.com/STPL Twitch, of course, if you're watching on the YouTube side, twitch.tv/STPL, and then on Twitter, twitter.com/STPL. A massive thank you to everyone who tuned in today. A massive thank you to DeWalt for the raid. If you want to support the STPL, you can do so via Matcherino. There are still codes available. I'm going to get the links for you and then post them in the YouTube chat if they're not, or they don't get posted there by MoveUp. So I'm going to do that for you guys. But you can add 30 cents to prize pool completely free by clicking on that link. You can also support the STPL on Patreon, where you can get access to all of the replays so far, as well as this season's replays. And essentially, there's another couple of things that you can get as well. So big thank you to everyone who supports the STPL. Big thank you to all of you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cast. I was a little bit distracted today, so I didn't talk about the game a lot. But then I got invested in the nature stuff, so I kind of woke myself up a little bit, which is good. But glad you guys like what you saw. Please check out the YouTube channel. If you can sub to there, that'd be great as well. And I will see you guys on Friday for Naz versus Wiko, which should be pretty damn good. So see you guys soon. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.